Hey everyone, thank you so much for coming back to my channel. In this video I'll show you how to crochet those trendy, highly requested fingerless gloves. It's very easy, very beginner friendly, and we're gonna do this together step by step. If you don't know me, hi, my name is Lala. I'm a crochet designer who loves turning yarn into just about anything, from stylish wearables to cute amigurumi and everything in between. So make sure to hit that subscribe button so I can keep creating free tutorials and sharing new ideas. Let's start crocheting! We're going to start off by making a slip knot, and if you're not sure how to make a slip knot, I'll link a tutorial now on screen showing 3 different ways how to do it so you can pick your favorite way. Next we're going to chain 31. To chain you're going to pass your hook under the yarn and grab the yarn into the slip knot using the hook's head. And this is chain 1. We're going to work 30 more like this. Hook under the yarn, into the loop, yarn over, into the loop. This is how our foundation chain will look when we've completed 31 chains. What we're going to do next is go into the second chain from the hook. This is chain 0. This is the first chain. We're going to go into this one, the second chain, but we're going to work into the back bumps of the foundation chain. So if you tilt your foundation chain a bit, you'll see you have bumps on the back of the foundation chain. We're going to insert our hook into that back bump of the second chain from the hook and work a single crochet. So insert your hook, yarn over, into the loop. When you have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over into 2 loops. Continue working a row of single crochets into the back bumps. And I'll see you at the end of the row when we have 30 single crochets. When you got to your last chain, your last back bump, and you worked your last single crochet, count your stitches and make sure you have 30 single crochets in your first row. Then we're going to chain 1, and this chain doesn't count as a stitch. This is just our turning chain. We're going to turn our work, and we're going to start working 11 single crochets into the back loops. So instead of going under the 2 loops like this, like we would usually do, we're going to insert our hook between the loops like this and work our stitch only on the back loop. Continue working 11 single crochets into the back loops. After we worked 11 single crochets into the back loops only, we're going to work 19 half double crochets into the back loops also. So yarn over first, between the loops, yarn over back into the loop, and when you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over into all 3 loops. And this completes a half double crochet. Let's do that one more time. Yarn over into the back loop, yarn over back into the loop. When you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over into all 3 loops. Continue working half double crochets into the back loops until you reach the end of the row. One last half double crochet into the back loop, and this completes our second row. What we're going to do next is chain 2, which does not count as a stitch. We're going to turn our work, and we're going to work 19 half double crochets into the back loops again. Yarn over into the back loop, and half double crochet. Continue working 19 half double crochets into the back loops. And 19. When you've completed 19 half double crochets in back loops only, we're going to complete the row by working single crochets into the back loops. So insert your hook into the next stitch and work 11 single crochets into the back loops only. And 11. And this completes row number 3. What we're going to do next is repeating row 2 and 3, alternating between the two until we reach row number 21. So I'm going to complete my rows off camera and I'll see you back again at the end of row 21. This is how your glove's supposed to look like when you finish working 21 rows. What we're going to do next is grab 4 stitch markers, turn your work, count 12 stitches, and mark the 12th stitch. Then count 12 stitches more and mark that stitch as well. Then go to the first row we did, row number 1, and do the same thing. Count 12 stitches from the start, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And mark the same number of stitches. Next, we're going to put back our hook into the last loop we did. And we're going to slip stitch together both the 21st row and the first row. So fold the glove so the 2 rows are together. And what we're going to do first is insert our hook into the first stitch of the first row, and then insert it into the first stitch of the 21st row. So we have 2 stitches on our hook. Then you're going to yarn over into both stitches. When you have 2 loops on your hook, bring the left one into the right one. Continue working slip stitches until you reach both of the rows marked stitches. When you got to the marked stitches, take out the stitch markers, slip stitch as usual into both stitches. And what we're going to do next is slip stitch along the side of the first row only. We're going to slip stitch 11 times, but not into both rows, only into row number 1. So insert your hook into the next stitch, only into the first row, and work 11 slip stitches until you reach the marked stitch. When you finish working 11 slip stitches into first row only, take out the stitch marker. You can leave the stitch marker on row number 21 because it will be easier to identify. Insert your hook into first row, into the next row, and yarn over into the loop and slip stitch. Next we'll have 6 stitches left. So we're going to slip stitch the 2 rows together for 6 more slip stitches. Now our glove is attached. You can chain 1 and take out that stitch marker. Put a stitch marker on the last loop to secure and try it on your hand to make sure it fits you well. If it doesn't, you can play a little bit with the hole here. Try less slip stitches here or here, but if it fits you well, we're going to proceed to make the ruffled hem. To make the ruffled hem, we're first going to start by working a round of single crochets, 21 single crochets, 1 to each row we made. So after you chained 1 at the end of the slip stitch round, we're going to start working on the side of the rows. So just insert your hook into the first stitch of the first row to the left and work a single crochet. You can mark the first stitch with a stitch marker. It will make it easier to find it later when we finish the round. And go into the next row, work a single crochet. Continue working single crochets on top of each first stitch of each row until you finish the round. And 20, 21. If the gap is too big, you can also work a single crochet on top of the slip stitch area here, just to make it more comfortable for us to finish the round. What we're going to do is take out that stitch marker once we finish the round, insert our hook into the first single crochet we did, and work a slip stitch. After that, we're going to chain 2. We're going to work a round of 3 half double crochets into each stitch of the previous single crochet round, but we're going to work it only into the front loops. So first we're going to yarn over, then insert the hook between the loops just like we did before, only from the front, to have the front loop isolated on the hook. Yarn over into the loop, and when you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over into all 3 loops. And this was our first stitch. The chain 2 doesn't count as a stitch. Work 2 more half double crochets into the same loop, yarn over into the same loop, into the loop, and yarn over into all 3 loops. One more time, yarn over into the same front loop, yarn over into all 3 loops. Move over to the next stitch and work 3 half double crochets into the front loop only, just like we did before. Continue working 3 half double crochets into each stitch front loop only until you reach the end of the round. Once you've finished working the round of 3 half double crochets in each stitch of the previous round, this will give us that ruffled effect. We're going to insert our hook into the first stitch of the round and work a slip stitch, grab the left loop into the right one, chain 1, grab your scissors and cut off the yarn. Pull away the hook and tighten the stitch up. Now we're done with the upper part, let's go to the bottom part. First we're going to attach new yarn to the bottom of the glove, and we're going to do that by first making a slip knot in any way you like. Insert your hook into each stitch, into each side of the row. It doesn't matter which one. Put the loop on the hook, tighten it up around the hook. Grab the loop into the stitch and work a chain. Now our new yarn is attached. Start working single crochets just like we did in the upper part of the glove. Continue working single crochets until you reach the end of the round and you have 21 single crochets in the round. When you got to the end of the round, again you can work an extra single crochet on top of that slip stitch row, and then insert your hook into the first single crochet of the round, yarn over into the stitch, and when you have 2 loops on your hook, work a slip stitch. Next, chain 2, and this doesn't count as a stitch, and just like we did at the top part, we're going to work 3 half double crochets into each stitch, front loop only. So insert your hook between the loops and work 3 half double crochets into 1 stitch, front loop only. When you're done, go to the next stitch and also work 3 half double crochets into the front loop. Continue working around and I'll see you back again at the end of the round. When you finish to work a round of 3 half double crochets into each stitch, we can join the round by slip stitching into the first stitch of the round, then chain 1, cut off the yarn, and fasten off. Next, what's left for us to do is just to grab a darning needle and start weaving in all tails left. So insert your tail into the needle's hole and weave in the tail into the back side of the glove. Congratulations, you just finished 1 glove. Now what's left for us to do is just repeat everything we did to have 2 gloves. I really hope that you liked this tutorial. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you made those fingerless gloves, please tag me on LalaBeCrocheting on Instagram, and I'll see you next video. Bye!